So we're back once again. The Jews survived the Middle Ages, kicked out of Spain and all Spanish territories, with an Inquisition following us. Many, many Jews forcibly converted to Christianity, lovely, peaceful Christians, and many people massacred, robbed. Very, very difficult time. But we managed to make it out of that part of the world, and we are invited to come in to the Balkans, come into Turkey, come into the Turkish conquests, which we've thought about the last time. So these are the Jews of the Balkan Peninsula. This is the 16th century, which is the 1500s. Remember that the expulsion from Spain took place in 1492. 8 years later, you're in the 1500s, and here we are. That's called the 16th century. So these are, we just mentioned this in the last time that we were here. Then Salonika, which was pretty much wiped out by unfortunately by the Nazis, Yamak Shamam, of what they did, was a tremendously important place. And I've seen in other writings of this Haim Beinhart, Rabbi Dr. Beinhart, that when Rabbi Yosef Karo, who was the author of the Shulchan Aruch, the Beis Yosef, he directed his Shulchan Aruch towards the rabbis and the Jewish community, which was extremely well developed. He directed all his writings towards them. Let's go on what I'm doing, get on with this. He says, the Jews of the Balkan Peninsula in the 16th century. There we go, for me. So he says that here are the names of congregations and synagogues in Salonika in the 16th century. He had one from Aragon. These are the names of places: Ashkenazi, Astruk, which I guess is Austria; Bali Tshuva, another name, Community of the Penitent; Calabria; Castilla, Castile expulsion. There's the old Castile, and then there's Castile of the people who were kicked out in 1492. Catalonia from the expulsion. Corfu, Eitz Chaim or Eitz Hadat, Evora, Ishmael, and Italy. Just for Italian Jews. This is what Jewish people do. Lisbon, Old and New, Mallorca, Midrash, Castilla, Neot Hen, Old Toronto, Portugal. There's a New Portugal and Old Portugal, Provence. Then is Pugliese, which I don't know what that means. Sounds familiar, but I don't know it. Shalom, these are the shuls. Sicily, Old and New, and Spain from the expulsion. Now we'll come over here, we'll take a look at the map a little bit more closely. See how well I can get this. Let's find number 1. So number 1 says, and you see the arrows. These are places, directions from which people are coming. And I guess maybe before we get into the boxes, I would just take a little bit closer look here. I don't know if I can get this down lower. I'll try to move the page. This is Greece. This is Turkey. We see the connection. The Turks spread all over this area. Here is Athens. This is a big Jewish settlement here. I don't know where it is, if it's sort of Aveinu. Then you have in Corfu. Places I'm looking for that I remember: Ragusa, Sarajevo. This is all the way up in Yugoslavia, which is part of Hungary. Then we had Adrianople. Names that I could: Gallipoli, famous place; Istanbul, Jews; Magnesia, Izmir, Tyre. All of these places, Jews were planted there. Remember, we are an exiled people. There are people without an army, no weapons. We need to survive. And God gives us grace, and we do. Am Yisroel Chai through all of this. So let's come down. Let's see a little bit more on the. Let's look at this map because we're going through the map now. Let's try to find the numbers. Here's number 1. He says, from the late 15th century, refugees arrived from Spain, Portugal, and Sicily. Important communities established particularly in Salonika. Now, I was looking for Salonika, and I didn't find it. That was a little bit concerning for me. Salonika is right there. There it is. So it's a port. So then he says that was number 1. So you hear this movement of all of these people starting from the late 15th century, which is 1492. You had tremendous refugees that were seeking asylum in the Ottoman world. Let's find number 2. Looking around, here it is over here. He says, after the conquest of the island, so where is this? That's the island of Rhodes, where there was a substantial Jewish community. After conquest of Ireland, 150 Jewish families brought here from Salonika contribute to developing important commercial center. The island also serves as transit station for immigrants to the Holy Land. Okay, there it is, the island of Rhodes, off the southern tip of Greece today. Number 3. He says, in the year 1526, after the conquest of Buda, many Hungarian Jews arrived, transferred to the Balkans. Now, once again, we're not an army. We are a people trying to survive and doing business and whatever we can in a place where we're not citizens, a place where we really have no rights. But God keeps us alive. Number 4. Number 4 is the arrival of Ashkenazi Jews who immigrated during Reformation and religious wars. So there's all kinds of things going on in Greater Germany and the Holy Roman Empire. And it causes this dysfunction in society, dissolution of the communities. People flee. Number 5. Where's number 5? I'm looking. Here it is. In the year 1540, Spanish Jews settled in Italy, and conversos, which are people who were forcibly converted to Catholicism, fleeing from the Inquisition, leave after the conquest of Naples by Charles V, so Naples was eventually conquered by the Spanish. So it's like the Nazis. If the Nazis took over any place, then any Jew that was found in those places, either practicing Judaism or any that was forcibly converted, but now is considered by the church to be a Jew, or a lapsed, they call it a lapsed heretic, are in danger of losing their lives, burnt at the stake. Such lovely people. Number 6. You want to get your 6? Where are you? Up here. He says here, this is showing this arrival from Bari, from the ports here in Toronto and Brindisi, which is in Italy. Stations of Jewish immigration routes to the Balkans. So we went this way, that way, all the way down here. This is a port. Number 7. The mid-16th century, that's the 1550s, about 50,000 Jews reside in the city. This is what city? That is Istanbul. Established 44 synagogues. Number 8. Now, it's pointing at this place called Naxos. I don't know the Greek Isles so well. Don Joseph Nasi, minister and advisor to Sultan Suleiman I, increases his influence during the reign of Selim II, appointed Duke of Naxos, or Duke of the Aegean Isles. We did pretty good with the Turks. They liked us. Number 9. I know it's here. Doesn't take long. In the year 1533, a blood libel took place in a place called Amasya, which there are stories about that I have known in the past. Christians got into the Turkish realm. They got into the hierarchy of the court of the Sultan and accused the Jews. Nothing new there. So that's it right now. This is Baruch Fleischman, the Tikkun Elevator Kollel. Got another look of how this is developing in the Ottoman world.